and the Eagles, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. We count down the kickoff, and this should be a heck of a year, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brendan Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, for these Kansas City Chiefs, they of course were Super Bowl champions 3 years ago to win over the Niners in Miami. They fell to the Bucs in Tampa a couple years back. They had the blown lead in the AFC title game against Cincinnati last year. And now they're back, making their third trip to the big game in 4 years.
And their recent history only increases the urgency to try and win another Super Bowl title with this group.
Meanwhile, it took until Super Bowl 52 for the Eagles to lift the Lombardi Trophy for the first time, and not too many players are left from that squad 5 years ago, but this new group is looking to write a new chapter of Eagles lore.
Yeah, we certainly all remember that performance in the win over New England. Nick Foles throwing for 373 yards, catching the Philly special that will go down as one of the most iconic play calls in Super Bowl history. Now they're back and looking to make it 2 titles in 6 years.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them out, the third-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
To throw at the outset, here's Hurts. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early to have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
This will be caught once again by Brown. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, but that's his first catch of the Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. Hurts. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. From just shy of midfield, Hurts. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They'll drop to throw. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Touchdown! A.J. Brown from 21 yards away. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid, but he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Tony. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And some room to run now. Kadarius Toney. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Burt sets up to throw it. It's caught. Smith. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the 1st down. They go play action with Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chris Jones gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders punching it in from a yard away. And the Eagles have taken the lead. So the previous pass interference call put the ball at the 1 yard line, and then they stick it in on the very next play.
And I love the play call right there. After you get the pass interference call, you've got a defense that's discombobulated a little bit, right? They're protesting the call, upset about what happened. Go right at them. Run the football, and the defense acquiesces, and the ball ends up in the end zone.
The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. Hurts will throw. And he's got it. So they decide to still go for it even after the 5-yard penalty. And they convert. So the flag backed them up 5 yards to the 7. They still get the 2-point conversion, though.
Now, was that confidence in the play call they had and in their offense, or just absolute disdain for the defense?
It worked. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And the offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Here's Jerick McKinnon, his first carry of the ball game. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Escaping the press, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Taking it about the 36. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Frank Clark in there to bury him for a loss of 11. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll find Smith-Schuster, that's complete. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Second down, McKinnon, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. One quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 15-7 is the score. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Garden, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 23. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. Complete. Smith has it. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, and that's good enough to extend the drive. On 1st down, Hurts. Man open left side is Brown. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. His throw incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Hurts. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Hurts gets this to Sanders, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. Throwing is Hurts. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Like it's been this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, his second touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Mahomes now on first down. Looking underneath, and he finds McKinnon. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Now a give. This is McKinnon. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Oh, that's just not fair. And now room to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 36. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a short gain down to about the 33. The Chiefs on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and 8. Now Mahomes. And that'll be caught by Tony. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Kadarius Toney, his second touchdown in this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this is back to an 8-point game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down. Makes it manageable now.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the dog ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, third and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl. Play action. Here's Hurts. This one complete down the field to Goddard. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38.
But you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He'll drop this underneath for Gainwell. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. To throw again on second down. Hurts. And connecting quickly with Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now here's Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. As time has run out on this first half. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for KC in that first half. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. As the offense reemerges, there's wide receiver Kadarius Toney leading him out. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
This one complete to Mecole Hardman. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for KC. 49 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Handoff, it's McKinnon. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
They're going to run. It's McKinnon. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Eagles defense able to hold. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Hurts going across the middle, and Goddard's got it. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 42. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They go back to the ground with Sanders. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Second down, back to Sanders.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
Quick slant to Brown.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Hurts.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Eagles will extend their third quarter lead here in the Super Bowl.
Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. It's Kelce on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Hands it off out of the gun. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Flush to his right. Shifts past him at the 45.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
From the 41, Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized.
2nd and 9. Hurts. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the 3rd. On 1st down, Hurts. Out route pass complete to Goddard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. Throwing is Hurts. Complete. Smith has it. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi Trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action. Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And they'll try and run for it with gain 1. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before this series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. Give him 3 yards there on the 1st down pickup.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. At his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Let's go now. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 19 Lions. Mustang 19.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, wise choice was made here, and he didn't risk a turnover because he understood the pressure was coming, saw the tight coverage, and decided just to throw it away and live another down.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And able to get him down, but 5. 41 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Starting to look like this drive may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Gainwell is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown.
When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive lineman.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Elliott now to add the extra point.
And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the fourth. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Looking for Tony on the out route, and he's got him. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Mahomes' throw caught by Tony. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted.
Darius Slay with a pick. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. They start the drive here with Gainwell. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Delay of game. Off.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground, because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
79 Broncos. 18.
The Eagles will take their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter.
In motion left comes Brown.
trap 60. Third. Right there, 60 Maverick. Let's go.
Hurts sets up to throw it. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And he'll stay on the ground with Gainwell again. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. Rolling to his left. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Did you see that run the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Derek Nottie makes the tackle.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.